What is up? What is up? Alrighty, ready for coaching? What's your goal? What are your goals in TFT? By the way, do I just call you Letter Warrior or what?
Sure. Or you can call me Ryan.
Ryan. All right, Ryan's chill. All right, Ryan. What are your goals in TFT?
Maybe compete in a few tournaments.
Mhm.
Yes, in the future, but I suck too much right now. Also, I'm starting in Japan right now, and after I graduate in like a few months, I'm planning to move to the States. So
Mhm.
then maybe I can compete.
Cool.
In
All
the
right.
meantime, I hope to get better.
Sounds good to me. All right. So because it's our first time meeting, we'll focus on first figuring out what are the different areas you need to work on. So we'll try to look for that in the first VOD. Additionally, I'm going to recommend that we focus on more like fundamental based stuff rather than stuff that relates to meta and like items and stuff, because that will change. But if you want to do the second, I'm fine. Like you're in charge here. But I'd
Yeah,
recommend focusing on fundamentals.
I think fundamental stuff. Because I think generally, because like I studied the stats, watch different people. I think meta read is fine, but I'm just struggling on more fundamental stuff.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. All right.
I want to take a look at these two.
Yeah.
Or one is like a tempo win streak and one is a loss streak game.
Sure. We can take a look at the win streak one first.
Okay.
What was that? Sorry, I missed it.
It's Cybercoil and Hyperfangs.
Okay. All right. You have no decisions yet.
Yeah.
And then in various places, I'm gonna ask you to pause and stuff.
Okay.
All right. Pause right here. With the shop showing. Okay. Cool. So from this is the first thing. I want to know how you think about what you are looking to play here and how you think through it.
I think here I looked at my items. Unless I get something slammable in the dirt item, I don't really have any direction right now.
Mhm.
So I was just looking to pick up maybe the cipher, or I think I have 3 nitro here.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
I think I pick up the nitros and play the nitros.
okay. So from here, how do you think about what you are supposed to buy?
Oh, I'm not really sure. I think I just play a lot. A lot of my playstyle is on like instincts
Hmm?
or like hunch rather than like active decisions.
Okay, I see.
And I think that's one of my problems.
Yeah.
So I just pick up based on feelings a lot of the time.
Okay, based on vibes. I mean, vibes are pretty good
Yeah,
if you're well trained. But
yeah,
like,
and also like, sorry, go on.
yeah. So I think you can go based off vibes. However, your vibe it needs to be tuned towards looking towards what your strongest board actually is. So that's what I think you should be thinking about. You should be thinking about what is the strongest possible level 4 board I can make, and hold all units associated with that opener as a start, and then you can hold stuff afterwards, like reroll outs or like Cypher or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you were to look at this spot, and I think there's like debatably a right answer, what do you think is the best 4 units you can hold?
Maybe the Bastions and the Kindred.
Yeah, Bastions, Kindred, Shyvana.
Yeah, it's a
That's a
Jack
reasonable
Spear,
answer.
yeah.
Yeah, Jack Spear. I think that's like one of the good openers. Alternatively, you could also hold. I think you could hold Vi, Braum plus Kindred and hope you get something. And that might be what I would try to do, because I think that if you play the level 4 board with Nitro, it's a bit hard to win. But like either way, the opener is not that strong quite yet. So, but just keep in mind that the way that you begin selecting what you choose is going to be based on what your strongest board is at the start of the game. Okay, Nitro, it's fine. I think your holds are fine so far. Pause. So, how do you prioritize augments on 2-1?
I feel like I like either econ or item augments on 2-1.
Mm-hmm. So why did you roll the
I don't
econ
really
augment
like.
first?
Oh, I don't think crafting's not that good.
Oh,
I think
it's worse on this patch. Do you know how much
yeah,
how much gold crafting gives you?
it should be around like 20 something gold,
Yeah, it's like
maybe
20. It's like
30.
20 something gold.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
how
but
much gold? Yeah, yeah. So like it's around 20 something gold. I think on
yeah,
2-1, I think that's pretty good, right? If you think about like placebo is what? It's 1% attack speed, 8 gold, and you can make econ thresholds off of it, right? So like you make like
yeah,
five, 5 to 8 gold off of it, but even then it's only like 16 gold. So
mm,
crafting I think is like fine. I think here's the thing I'll generally say: the game in terms of its augments are usually fairly balanced at most points. Especially like the silver econs. I would definitely be rolling the worst class of augments first, right? So
yeah,
I would almost always be rolling healing orbs first, or like the pure
yeah,
combat augment first, because I think
yeah. That makes sense.
there are certain, because think about how you're going to be playing this, right? You don't want to
Mhm.
take pure combat first if like, so here you're like considering loss streaking, right? So either you're going to loss streak into a comp where attack speed is a particularly good stat, in which pumping up would be very good, right? Or you're not, right? Like if you're loss streaking into
Yeah,
Vex, it's not really that good, right? To be taking,
yeah,
like, it's okay, but it's not you would rather have the gold is the important thing, right?
yeah,
So when you pick your augments, you need to be thinking about what you're intending to play from that opener. I actually think that like if you have a gargoyles and maybe a Ginsu already, like 5 component opener, and you have upgrades, then you actually can really justify taking something like healing orbs, because it will give you a lot of value and a lot of strength in the early game. All of these decisions should be made with respect to what you are going to try to do in the early game and the rest of the game. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what is your likely plan from this opener?
To be completely honest, I don't really have a plan
Sure.
from this opener.
Okay,
That
so
makes
that is
yeah,
actually a problem, I think. Your plan
yeah,
doesn't have to even be good. You just need to have an idea of what your plan is. Better players will have better plans, right? But
mhm,
the start of being able to improve at that skill is to make a plan from this spot, right? And like it's a lot of like
yeah,
pattern recognition, that kind of stuff. But you have to make a plan from this spot. So if you were forced to make a plan right now, what would it
mhm,
be? And the plan can be like it can be simple as in like I'm playing Vex 100% of the time here, or it can be like if I get upgrades, I can try to tempo into 4/4. Or if I don't get upgrades, I can try to lost streak and just play like amp or whatever, right? It can be anything like that. It can be wide, and I think I would have a fairly wide plan here. But what would
mhm.
you? What are you? What if you were to make a plan right here? What would it be?
Um, I would likely reroll all three until I
No,
see
no,
like
no,
an
no,
econ
no.
number.
That's not what I mean by plan first.
Oh,
I mean like,
oh,
what are you trying to do in
yeah.
this game in terms of how you're going to streak in the early game, what items you might make or may not make, and what comps are you
Mhm.
trying? Do you think would be decent to play from this spot?
Lost streak, take tier from carousel, play either like Dynamos or Amp.
Cool. I think
Or
Dynamos is
I could play
pretty
Vex.
bad from Lost Streak, so I think Amp
Oh yeah.
is a good idea.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Lost Streak into Amp is a pretty good plan, right? And if
Mhm.
you want to do that, and you look at these augments, you would probably want to take like that comp. What does that comp need? It needs gold and it needs items,
Items.
right?
Gold and that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see one of them here, so you should probably hold one of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Probably hold one from the
yeah,
reroll
probably
that.
hold crafting because that's the only econ augment here.
Yeah. I see.
All right, you can roll the tape.
I think I actually scout for.
Just counted
I
for
think I
something.
scouted for Morgana player.
Uh huh.
to justify taking one for all, but then I think there was someone playing Morgana,
Yeah.
so I just reroll the rest and I think I'll pick up component buff again.
Next part. So I think as like a high level concept, what we're going to be talking about right here is in getting a much better understanding of augments and their strengths is what we're going to discuss right now. And I think that combined with the game plan is, at least from looking at this right here, is probably what you need to work on. It's probably what you want to work on. So here, what does component buffet give you?
Right now,
Like over the
think,
course of the whole game.
oh, I think it guarantees me a decent item economy.
Yep.
Like decently good items.
Yep.
And it's one component here. Other than that, I can pop the anvil and look to slam something, but I don't think I do.
Okay. So in total it gives you one component, right?
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. Getting perfect items, I think, is not the best way to think about it. The reason why I say that is because if you actually sit here and roll for exact bis, and like you're greeting for it, it's kind of bad. It's the same idea with Pandora's. The way you should think about component buffet and component and like Pandora's is you should think about it as giving you good items or like improving the quality of your items a little bit and allowing you to make the items faster, right? That's what it does. Like it allows you to slam an item right now. So if you're not making items any faster than you otherwise would, you're losing a big part of the augment. And if you would have got very good items anyways, then it becomes less useful as well, right? So on average you'll like get about one of every component plus some other stuff, but like sometimes you can miss a specific component if that component is important. Obviously that's not a good thing, right? However, you'll notice that you're losing like a pretty big part of the value of this augment from this spot right here, right?
Yeah.
Things like component buffet and Pandora's are actually a lot better for win streak because they guarantee you can get the components that you otherwise would not get, or otherwise would get them much later, right? Like for TF, for example, you need a Ginsu and you need it fast, right? Like you'll get a Ginsu eventually if you don't have it, but it will take a long time. So yeah, the reason why I point that out is because there's a different augment that you saw that does about the same thing, except gives you more of the upside. Yeah, exactly. It was what, eye for eye, right?
It's eye for eye, yeah.
Yeah, eye for eye. It gives you like 3 or 4. They might have nerfed it down to 3, but I think it's 3, right? Yeah, I think it's 3.
Yeah.
But like it gives you 3 components, which is a whole extra item, and there are a lot of times on stage 4 by the time you like probably proc it where a whole item is bigger than the difference of having slightly better items. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter what 2 carry items you have, having 3 items will be better. That's kind of what Eye for an Eye will give you in exchange. So if your plan is to win streak, this augment's a lot better. If your plan is to lose streak, then you don't actually feel the downside of Eye for an Eye. You're able to just ride it out entirely, pretty much. So yeah.
Also, I think despite what my plan was, I think I actually end up win streaking.
Yeah. I mean, well, your plan is something you made up now, right?
Yeah.
And not while you were playing the game.
I mean,
okay, you slammed Sunfire.
After winning this fight, after winning this fight, I think I popped the anvil and slam to win the next fight.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
also an upgrade.
Can upgrade. Yeah.
Alright, so you made 10. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Can you pause for a second?
Yeah.
So, can I ask again what your plan is here? Or like, do you know what your plan is in the game? Because you just have to shiv.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what the plan was when you made the decision?
Hopefully win stage 2, I think.
Okay. Do you have an idea of what you're gonna play after, or no?
I think it was still probably amp or some kind of release board.
Okay, that's fine. I think that's good. All right. I think this decision is actually quite good. I think you just sold 2 ciphers and didn't make econ off of it, right?
Yeah.
So as a small thing, just make sure you're like thinking through your decisions before actually selling. I don't think you need me to tell you that, but just be careful about just make a habit of doing that.
Oh, I think I end up losing.
Yeah, this guy's a Graves too.
Uh,
And I'm not like super surprised. I wouldn't expect your board to win
I mean, yeah.
win 5. But like saving HP fine. Take glove, alright. It's a tome. Tome, okay. And then you don't level here. Okay. Just lost, don't level. Alright, sure. This is fine.
Yeah. Also, there was a Jax 3 in the lobby, I think. And also some pretty interesting boards.
Yeah.
I just
So because of the Jackson in the lobby, that makes it. I think you fought that guy already, but yeah, it's harder to win.
Oh yeah.
Mid game, and you can't really play around that. So, this is kind of specific, but I guess this is an evergreen concept. What are you planning to do with this tome?
You just pop it on stage 3 and play what I get. I think, like, or yeah, I think I just end up popping. I don't.
Do you know how the tome
So
works?
yeah, I think it's like 25% of 25% chance to see all the traits.
Yeah.
I have, yeah.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think in this game, I just said like CBA, tailing for the tone, and I just popped it.
Okay, so yeah, you're correct about the way that the tome works. Here's what I'll say in terms of your wait, can you pause for a sec? I think actually a fundamental thing is you should be not selling so aggressively for the higher econ threshold. The reason why is because you're gonna level to 5 and you're missing the best unit you could possibly play, right? Which is a Morgana here.
Yeah.
The best unit you could possibly play here is a Morgana, and you only made 1 gold off of it. And to put it into perspective, there's a reasonable chance you might lose a round because you don't have a Morgana, right? And if you lost the round when you already won a round, you lost 2 gold, right? So you're already down 2 gold for a decision that made you 1 gold. So for like it's actually fine to sell if there's like if like the in is not very strong, right? So like if you have a random marksman here, it's whatever. But like sorry, the Jin should have been held actually is what you should have held. You had a Jin as well. So like if you had the Jin here, you'd be able to have marksman for your Kindred 2 and Dynamo, and the Jin itself like gives some armor shred, which is decent too. If you're going to level soon and like it's like stage 3 creeps, like it's like stage 3 or like creeps on it's like creeps on stage 2 for example. The reason why you need a hold is because I'll break this down into like the more fundamental idea now, which is what is gold used for?
It's used to level up and get the units I need.
Yeah, it's used to get the units you need, right? So
Yeah,
if you sell the units you need to get gold, you're kind of not accomplishing what the gold is supposed to do in the first place, right? Yeah, so hold your best in is the important thing.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I see now. I see.
Yeah.
Also, this unit, I'm not very balanced.
Yep. That is true. Okay, here. All right. So let's talk through this. This is a good application. All right.
Yes.
What do you want the most out of the augment here?
Oh, I think I want items or combat right now.
Yeah, items, combat, econ is even okay because
Yeah, it's
it's
okay.
actually fine. I actually think econ is fine.
I see.
So in a spot like this on 3-2, it's actually pretty diverse, and usually you'll just be picking the highest quality augment that you see. Is what it boils down to a lot of the time. Well, not a lot of the time. Sometimes you'll be missing specific things off of your board, right? And you want to take what is missing. So I'll break down what I see. You would actually really want some kind of items if you had a stronger tank, but because you don't have a stronger tank, taking a team-wide buff is close to as strong as making a stronger tank, I would say, right? Like if you are sitting on a Mordekaiser too, right? Then you really want items for it at this point. But it depends on what your current board is looking like. But I think here you can take kind of whatever as long as it's higher quality. This would be like the classic just look at the stats and take the best one here. All right, you can roll the tape.
Little bodies was.
It's
giving
bad.
nothing right now.
Oh. Okay, I would have taken the same thing here.
Yeah.
All right.
I was actually looking at cloning facil police. So I might just hit police too.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I think taking that was okay. I think magic roll is higher quality, just cause it's kind of like the
I mean,
augment
there's
situation,
so many
right?
else.
You can all of the outs are like everything, like items, econ, or combat are all better than what you could see out of any individual augment.
Yeah.
From here, game looks all right. So I'm going to test your plan formulating skills again here. And we'll look after the carousel. Can you pause for a second? So this is a good wait, was that an MF?
Yeah, it was an MF.
Oh, okay, no, never mind, it's correct. What do you think is your best component here? Like if it like apart from the MF, like MF aside.
Yeah. Oh, it might have been chain.
Yeah, I think it was chain.
Or
Cause you want to make it tank, right? Like you got 3 item carry, you want to make it tank. But this is an MF, so this is good. Yep. Yeah, like this. Can we pause here? So
I know
now
about the ghost card. Yeah.
I want to ask you, what do you think? What do you think your plan is now?
Probably fast 8. At least 2 like 4 dynamos, something.
Yeah, I like that. Do you know what your preferred frontline is?
I think it's a Sedge.
Why?
But yeah, I actually don't know for sure, but I think the simplest answer would be Sedge. So I just looked to play Sedge. But
yeah, so I think from here you can play either bruisers or bastions, because you want to finish your techie. You want to you want to have techie be active, right? You don't want to waste the spat, right? And like the 2 piece is pretty good. So that's why you're playing either bruisers or bastion. I think either work.
But so I think I just looked to finish the game on nitros because
so it's a matter of like, is that stronger than playing 4 bastion or 4 bruiser? And I think the answer is no, right? Like the units you play are too weak. Yeah, they're just too weak. Like if you have the money to improve the board, you should spend the money to improve the board. Nowadays, Nitro doesn't stay on until the end of the game unless you have 3 stars on the Nitros. Goes from Morgana, that's good. Yeah, it looks like your. I mean, your econing's good. The only thing is you're doing it like you're doing it a little bit too often. But
Yeah.
I don't think you're missing the spots where you should make econ. So
Let's see. I don't think I actually played like this line before this game,
yeah, that's fair.
so I think I was just winging it as I go.
Yeah, that I mean this is a knowledge check kind of. Yeah, should so this is just a knowledge thing. You should be holding the bruisers. The
Alright,
bruisers are
yeah.
a good front line. Uh, ooh,
So,
okay,
okay,
so
can I look at this real quick? Yeah.
yeah, so here's the other thing. Here's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
This comp gets much better, or not this comp. This augment, your first augment, gets a lot better when you are. The better you become at knowing exactly what items you're meant to make, right? Can I ask why you take
Yeah. Now that I
rod?
look at it, yeah, yeah.
The bow is correct, I think.
Okay. But was it cloak
Yeah, it's cloak.
or what?
Like here,
Yeah.
like to
Oh, any front for any frontline item?
yeah, like unless you can think of a rod item that you want
I
on
see.
MF.
Yeah.
MF prefers full damage, right? Well, it depends on what you're thinking, but the important thing is that you're thinking about it, right? Like, how do you figure out
Yeah.
what components you want? You just look at your board and you figure out, all right, what items do I want to build towards, right? I want to build towards
Mm-hmm.
3 MF items and 3 tank items here, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you pick the component that makes most of the good items that you want here, and I think that was cloak.
Yes.
I think
I see.
Declaw is probably
I think
reasonable
that
in
was
the
my
lobby. Yep.
my thought process was I wanted to move the shiv off the Elise.
Yes. So that's good. It's well, that's reasonable. However,
But
that's
I don't have
it's a lower priority than finishing
right now.
your
And
MF
it,
items and finishing your tank items. And the reason
I
why
see.
comes down to a fundamental understanding of the power of these items, right? So if a Shiv was exactly as strong as like a Rabadon's, right, you would never think about moving it off,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
However, it's not, right? I'll tell you,
Yeah.
it's about half as strong, right? It's about half as strong, if not a little bit less, compared to like a normal item. You don't
Yeah.
want to be putting half an item on you don't want to be putting half an item on a useless unit, right? Because you want to be wasting the attack speed and the AP. So I would be careful to focus on completing your other sets of items first, and then moving the stuff off, right? Like on Zaya, for example, right? You wouldn't think about
Yeah.
moving LW off until you finish all your other items first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same idea here. All right, you can keep
I
it playing.
see. I don't know about this rod though.
This rod's definitely wrong.
Yeah, this rod. Yeah, I think that was a cloak or
It was chain.
like
It was
the
crown
second.
guard.
Yeah, it was chain and crown guard. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and I would not pop the third one.
Yes.
Yes, I see.
All right, here. Um, how do you think about what
Oh,
you want here?
I actually don't know about like working at the staff right now. I just thought at the time they weren't good right now, so I think I took big grab back to like insta slam everything and try to win
Yeah, that's fine.
or save HP, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So I assume you were at least briefly concerned about
Yes.
having too many items.
Yes.
However, do you know how to figure out if that will be a problem or not?
I don't. No, not really.
Okay, so the way you figure out if that will be a problem or not is you need to think. You need to like kind of visualize. Okay, here's my board right now, right? What will my board get to? And will I have to be putting some items on some garbage? Because in like the Marksman Vanguard comp, for example, if you're stuck on level 8, you have like 3 useful units that you want to itemize. Right? You want to itemize Zaya, Aphelios, and Leona, and then utility units can go on Jarvan, and that's pretty good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any more items than that, and they're kind of bad. Like third item Jarvan is fine, and then after that they're kind of useless.
Yeah.
In this comp, your items are kind of filling up, right? Like you are like
Yes.
you're about to finish your tank. You don't want to itemize another tank, and then you don't want to be itemizing this Morgana or any other unit. However, what I would say about that is you actually can do the thing you mentioned before, which is you can move Shiv and Techie Spat off is what you can move. Techie Spat isn't actually that strong individually because like what he's 20 AP and the debuff, right?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
if you can find an Aurora to hold the items, then you're in like a really comfortable spot, right? But even putting them on the Morgana is like mostly okay. What you need to visualize here is, can I get to another carry or another unit that is good with items? Right?
Yeah.
And I think you can probably get to Aurora given your 80 HP, you have 50 gold, your board's pretty good. You can probably get to Aurora this game, and therefore your items will be useful, right? Cool. So that's why I think taking more items is fine. I think you also didn't take the right set of items here. This is okay. This is pretty reasonable.
I don't know about the Gunblade though.
I believe Gunblade is just worse than Archangel. Because for this unit, I think this Elise unit, having AP is even better than having mana first. I think it's just like if you do the it just comes down to a calculation, right? Considering you already have a lot of, I mean, the blue buff is good, and it's certainly the best second item for sure. But if you think about it as so I like to do some math, and if you think about it as a percentage damage increase, let's say this Elise unit with 4 Dynamo has approximately like 40 effective mana, about right, in most rotations, right? Because she gets the mana for free. She has 55 mana. Her mana is 50, but like Dynamo is giving you mana for free, which basically reduces that, right? So let's say she's really a 40 mana unit. If you get a blue buff, she goes from 40 to 30, and she casts about 25% more, actually a little bit less because the cast animation takes some time, right? So like it's about 20% more cast, and then the benefit that you additionally get from it is you get 15 AP, and you get 5% damage amp. That's like, alright, you get 25% extra damage from the mana, and you get like 20% more damage from the base stats it gives you and the damage amp, right?
Yeah.
Cool, we can put that away, right? Okay, we get about 40% extra damage increase. If you now consider what Rabadon's does, you'll realize that the other item is actually a little bit silly compared to Rabadon's, because Rabadon's gives you 50 AP, or 55, 50 or 55, and it gives you 15% damage amp. So that's clearly more damage than what blue buff would give you, right?
Yeah.
And even if you thought of Elise as a 30 mana unit from 50, which it isn't, I don't think, it's probably somewhere in between, it's still only, it'd be 33% damage increase plus 20, which is still less than what Rabadon's gives you in this spot. So, and I think Archangel does something that is actually rather similar, because it just gives you a lot of AP if the fights last. If the fights don't last, it's kind of a problem, but here you're actually being offered Rabadon's right here, right? So that's not even the question here. So yeah, Rabadon's better than mana on this unit.
I see.
Definitely not Gunblade though. Like Gunblade only starts to do something.
Yeah, it's definitely
if you do like never prioritize Gunblade first, unless you already have damage. Or like you have to for item economy, but that's not the case this game.
Um.
So here,
So
this comes down to game
I?
plan, right? This comes down to game plan.
Yes.
What is the game plan here?
Like initially, I looked to play app, which is why I'm like stun locked here. But right now, it like with the current state of my board, I think I just didn't bother to like full pivot to app. So yeah.
Okay, so to solve,
I was definitely stun locked for it.
Yeah. So to solve this, what you need to think about is you need to think about when am I rolling, or when am I rolling my gold on what level, and what are my options with that, right? Because what are my options with that? So you first, to look at the spot, you need to think, all right, what are my options for when I roll? Because if you're sitting here 30 HP, right, you have to roll an 8. You're gonna die if you go 9, right? But we're sitting here with a lot of gold, actually. Our board is like okay, and we can actually go straight to 9. Like what I would have said is, I would have actually been much more happy to roll on 4-2 when people spike their boards. But if you win 4-2, I'm going straight to 9. The reason why is because, well, you kind of have two options, right? I think it's actually perfectly fine to roll down and play Dynamos here. But you should at least consider the fact that you, when presented with the Samira, you're guaranteed one Samira, and you have the option of now just buying the Samira, making 10, and going straight to 9. You will lose some rounds. You won't lose by very much because you're winning already, right? And you can full pivot to amp because we have the opportunity to make it to 9 with a lot of gold and a lot of HP, right? I think you'll have at least 3 or 4 lives when you go 9 from the spot. So if that is available to you and you see a way to play a higher cap comp, you want to take the upgrade where you can get that. Does that make sense?
I see, yeah. I think I just really wanted to hit. Also, I skipped a minute there. I just wanted to hit like at least 2 or maybe Sean's 2, I think.
Yep.
So
why?
That's why I rolled like after.
I think it's fine to roll more, but why do you want to hit at least 2?
Like since I'm already winning, maybe I can like scam a few more fights. Like get even more gold, more HP.
Good. Yeah. Why do you want more gold and more HP?
Because I can cap higher.
You can cap higher. 9. Yes, you can cap higher on 9. And this might just be a knowledge thing, but if you have access to capping on a higher cap comp and you have enough resources to do it and items, you actually should do it, right?
Yeah, that's it. I think I scouted. I saw like one app player, and there was also like a Boombot Yumi guy playing kind of like amp. So I think I just threw it off, or didn't consider it enough.
Oh, in which case I think your decision is fine. I think if you know that you're contested, on that line and then like rolling, this is perfectly good.
That's it.
I'd actually say it's correct, in fact.
Listen, that guy already has like any 2, like all the shears upgrade Nico 2, I think.
Yep.
So.
I think that's good. I would have taken this one.
Would you have moved items, like move Eki off?
Yes.
At least to put Dark Angel. I see. I think my plan was I think my plan was that I was guaranteed Aurora, so I might as well just put Dark Angel on Aurora and say 1 remover.
What are you saving
Yes.
the remover for? Next game?
Not that not that I see. I'm kind of
Like you want to
thinking
think
for
through
this
like,
one.
do I because using the remover like you convert removers into HP is what you're doing. Right? Is like
Yes. I see.
you use your removers to enable you to do plays that save you HP, right? And I think you would save HP if you use the remover. In fact, I
Yeah,
think he
like
would have
right
won.
here.
I think
I
he would
would
have won
win
the
this.
fight if he had Archangel.
Yeah. I see.
Because even at the very start of the fight, Archangel gets more HP. Pause. I assume you know how to calculate the
Mhm.
gold diff between 529 and 559, right?
Yeah.
So how do you think about if you want to 529 here or 55?
Mm, I think it was definitely a mid cap play to level to 9 and 5-2.
Sure, yeah. Do you think it was correct to do that? It might be. Sometimes it is. Do you think it was
Yeah,
correct
it
here?
might be, but I think so. I'm playing around Nitro. I don't think my board cap's very high.
Hmm?
So I just wanted to be as strong as possible, maybe bleed out to like fourth, maybe fifth,
Okay,
hopefully third.
cool. That's good. Um,
Yeah. And also, I think I just leveled because I saw the Aurora.
so here's what I'll point out. Your board is 8 out of
Mhm.
9, and you have every unit you want to put on the board already.
Yes.
So we don't actually hit the level because we have an Aurora.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the way I think about it here. Your considerations are okay. So this is a spot where we could consider reading our gold and trying to win the game and making a really high cap board. Right? We consider doing that, right? We have enough
Yeah.
HP and resort. We have enough HP and money to work around doing that. Right? You should
Yeah.
consider. So I'll just give an extreme example. If there is someone with 10 Street Demon, it is in fact always correct to level here because you can never win the game,
Yes.
right? And you need to beat everyone, and like these 2 rounds actually matter a lot for determining your place. Right? However,
Mhm.
if you can win the game, and you can get to a board where you can win the game, you definitely should be greeting the gold here because it's a lot of gold. Because if you level here, you're probably gonna roll some, in which you're down the 4 gold from leveling, and you're also down the econ you would have made as well, which is at least 4 gold, if not probably more than 4 gold. Yeah, you're down 8 gold, which may not seem like a lot, but like it's still econs over the rest of the game, and you're probably actually rolling to 20 here if you're leveling on 9. If you're leveling on 9. So you're losing at least 10 gold in most cases by leveling early and rolling down. Probably a lot more. So that's all to say that there's a meaningful gap between what your cap is now and what your cap will be later if you were to roll later. You also want to consider if so here you said one thing you said is that you are playing around Nitro and the board's not high cap. Is there a reason you have to stay on Nitro?
But not really. But
No, right?
no. But I think at the time I just looked at the Dino, and it's going to transform into a Dino soon. So that's what I
How
think.
soon?
That's
How
why
soon? Do you know
I
how soon?
decided to. In like 4 rounds. I think it's 12, like
Yeah.
3-3-3.
Yeah. 4 rounds is right.
3 or 4 rounds. Yeah.
So if you imagine what the lobby HP looks like in 4 rounds, the game's almost over in 4 rounds, right? So
Yeah.
the Dino at 200 stacks is actually not that strong. Like the legendaries would be better.
Yeah.
And B, it's not that strong right now is also important, right? So you made a play, right, that tries to save you HP, but we're playing the board that is actually weaker than what we could usually have. Maybe. Like you could probably make a stronger board, playing 4 Bastion plus some other stuff in the back line, I would say. So for deciding whether or not you greed or not, make sure you focus on if you can actually win, and if you can actually win, you should greed. If not, don't greed it. Pretty much, it actually isn't. It's not that much more complicated than that, I would say.
I also think.
Like this.
Okay, so these are the right set of items.
Yes,
And,
at least 2 does more damage than Aurora 1. Yeah. Okay, those are kind of in some insane rolls. I think I would have played this turn exactly like this if I did decide to level. Is there a reason your Aurora is up a hex?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I just misplaced misclicked it.
Yeah, okay. So if you saw this guy, I might
Yes.
conclude that you're not able to win the game. But it's close. Like, you're close. Actually, no. I think you can outcap this guy.
I mean, it's close, but yeah. Also, there's another guy. I'm just unlocked because I'm hitting 20 mirrors.
I mean, this mirror. Once you get to this spot, the mirrors don't do anything, right? Like.
Yeah.
The thing is, by the way, with this comp, or sorry, with the amp comp, if you're going straight to 9, it actually doesn't matter that much that you're contested, because what do you need to hit? You probably need at least Yumi 2, right? With your items, you need Yumi 2.
Yeah.
You need Samira 2, and you need like Zac 1 plus like a few other upgrades on your board is what you need, right? Like Zac 1 plus money. Zac 1 plus money is better than Nico 2, right? And I think you would have had that this game. Obviously you don't know you're gonna hit a bunch of Samira, but you knew you were gonna hit 1 when you made the decision to sell it, right? Boards all look pretty strong. Yes. The other consideration you need to make is you need to make a consideration if you roll the amount of gold that you actually have right now, can you win rounds, right? Especially looking at your matchups. And if the answer is no, you actually should also greed. Does that make sense? Like, if you can't win with the amount of gold you're willing to roll down, you can't. It doesn't do very much either, right?
Yeah. That's it. Mhm.
It's a little bit unlucky we rotate into him twice.
I mean, if I decided to pivot off the nitros, then
You could
definitely would have had
you could
a
maybe
better
win.
board.
Yeah.
Also, I skipped 2 MFs.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I thought I was
Yeah.
seeing.
I
I thought I was seeing
don't know
something
how
wrong.
that happened either. Yeah.
This is fine.
Here, this happens.
Don't sell. You don't have. You don't. Have, if you have a remover, you can sell. This is not stronger.
I think I end up selling you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
Also, I didn't position.
How many stacks do you have? If you have like 20 stacks, it's stronger. I don't think you have 20 stacks though.
Oh. I think I remember it being like 13, 14. It's probably not stronger selling a
I don't think it's strong.
Sedge 2.
No, you sell a full Sedge 2 to downgrade, and you're not throwing in any unit is the problem.
Yeah, lost the Bastion.
Yeah. Alright. So
I mean, I definitely would have won this fight, which gives me 1 more placement, I think.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is good to go over. So I think I think the thing that you want to focus on is probably A, consistency, and B, also cap. I think. I mean, there's a lot of things. I'll write the list out from this game. So from the start of the game, you want to be looking for your strongest board and thinking about that, and then using that to determine or like help determine what your plan should be. Help determine what your plan comp and streak wise are. So like, what is your early streak probably going to be, because you need to play towards it with intention, right? Like if you
Yeah.
if you're trying to lose streak and you snap it, well, that's really bad, right? If you're trying to win streak and you can't win, that's also really bad, right? So you have to play towards it with intention, with good enough recognition of what you can actually do realistically from your spot, right? After you do that, you want to pick an augment. Pick an augment that fits with what your plan is. So like some comps will require certain things, like extra money or extra items, and you want to play towards doing that. And then what you also want to do is, at least in this game, you could have played towards a much higher cap. I didn't mention it at the time because it's kind of meta specific, but once you see the Urgot, you can actually just straight up play Urgot from that spot. Like you can push 9 and play for Urgot if you're not contested. Like I didn't know that when I saw you make that decision. But yeah, recognize when you can play for cap, which I think that lobby you actually could have. This is like the fundamental stuff that you should be focusing on and trying to practice in your games. The other thing I'll briefly mention is that you were also a little bit knowledge gapped on what your board should be, right? Like if you don't know what your board should be, then you're playing down or what your board should be or what your board can be, right? So I think actually what lost you a lot of placements in that game was actually knowledge in that game. Yeah, I would say I think you could have gained like 2 placements or maybe even 3 off of just knowing what the correct board is supposed to be. But all of that would have also been aided by having an idea of what you want to play or what you're going to play, stuff like that. So yeah, that's the takeaway from that game. You want to pull up the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, also one thing that someone pointed out is if you're in a spot like that on the Zac turn where you're slamming items mid round, make sure you slam the one that has a start of combat effect first.
Oh yeah. I realized that after.
Yeah.
I think I slammed the Chronicle last.
Yes. For example, on like Vanguards, you want to slam the HP items first as well. Stop for a second. Okay.
So maybe waited for a gold drop.
Yeah, but I think the reason why you did that comes from actually a little bit of a lack of knowledge, and this will be the case for all games, I would say. Do you know how the orb drop system works?
I actually don't exactly know.
Okay, let me tell you.
I saw some people on streams like mentioning that it's guaranteed that kind of orb, but I don't know like the exact rules.
Cool. I'll tell you about it. So, basically, every game you are guaranteed at least 6 gold, right? The gold can come in I think at least 2 significant ways, maybe 3. The first way is you get 1 blue orb, right? There's 1 blue orb and it has 6 gold in it, either in the form of 2 3 costs or like 3 2 costs or just all gold, whatever, right? Alternatively, you can get 3 gray orbs, and these 3 gray orbs will have in 3 separate instances 2 gold, 2 gold, 2 gold, and any of those can be 2 costs as well, right? So here what we got is we got a 1 2 cost, and here I think we're guaranteed to get at least, if not exactly, 1 2 cost here. So if you're gonna get a 2 cost or 2 gold here, it doesn't make sense to sell the Poppy early, especially when you might get 2 gold. You can buy Poppy Jax Mundo, and you might see 3 Morganas in your next shop, which isn't that rare, or you might see tier plus 2 Morganas, right? And that significantly alters your game plan for what it would be for free. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So like, you're always trying to look to have more options, and you don't want to give up your options for free. And here, if you knew that you're for sure getting 2 gold here, you would never pre-sell, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, you can keep playing it. Alrighty. What was that?
What's that?
Oh,
chassis amp
chassis.
defense.
Okay. Yeah,
So I just see that and I want to lose you towards Vex.
yeah, that's a good plan. That A, that's a plan. B, that's a good plan.
And I just take calculus.
You're supposed to sell the buy.
Yeah,
The
I think
reason
I
why,
actually get briefed because I didn't sell the buy.
yeah, like you need to find another. I mean,
Yeah,
winning this round is okay. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's calculus. Never mind. Yeah, you have to sell
yeah,
the buy. What? Yeah,
yeah.
you have to sell the buy.
Um,
Yeah, because you get 4 gold if you lose, and you get 1 gold if you win. Because you're not gonna keep your
yeah.
streak. So normally you would have made 20 here.
And also, I think if I streak into neutrals is more like 7 gold. I think. So I basically lost 7 gold by winning here.
Yeah, that is true. Cool. I assume you take a tier. Wait, is there a reason you held the
Okay.
jacks over the Vi after you won? Because currently you're playing a jacks 2 on your board, right?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah, I don't know
not
why I
that
did
much.
that. I think
Yeah, that's probably.
uh
Oh, I know what you're doing. It's because you're gonna play Vex.
yeah, might have been tilted. Oh yeah.
This is fine. If you cared about the units, you should be holding the Varus, by the way. Especially if you have more rolls.
Mhm,
Um, especially if you have more rolls. Varus 3 is actually really important for being able to win the game. So I would try to hold the.
mhm.
I think the roll for the free using the free rolls for Cypher is good. Probably right. Yeah, I think he was supposed to roll there actually because you're looking for a Vi.
Yeah.
It's not correct if someone's playing like 2 units for some reason and you would beat them, but like that's not the case. Heck, oh, it's all right. Looks fine so far. Looks like a really good spot. Honestly, I think you'll cash out 290 at least.
Um. Wait, did I cash out 290? I actually don't know.
Should be.
Yeah, it should be, but I don't know if I did.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Here's a good habit I'll tell you. You cannot, if anyone has a chance of like making their board weak, which is almost every game in Challenger because people will pivot their boards from strong boards to weak
Yeah,
boards.
yeah.
You cannot make items on the Cypher units if you're not willing to remove them.
Yeah, I see. That makes sense. I think these are all really good.
Oh, not right, not right.
Yes, I realized that because at the end of the game, I think I have a naked Varus 3.
Yeah, so here,
Mm-hmm.
how let me ask you this. How many items do you want at the very least by 4-1?
Um, a 3-item tank, a 3-item Vex, and maybe 3-item Varus.
Yes. So that's 9 full items, and 2 of them come from Exotech.
Mm-hmm.
So you need 7 full items. You need 7 actual items, which is 14 actual components, which is what you get. You get 12. Or you get 12 to 14 by the very end of the game. So you're actually on 9 or 10 components by 4-1, right? So we just don't have enough components. So you need to get to the point where you have enough components first, even when playing Exotech. Exotech items are still good. And this, it's good from loss, but Vex is more of a burst comp. If the comp goes too long, or if the fight goes too long, you actually lose against a lot of stuff in the meta. Like, you will lose against Morg if the fight goes too long. You'll lose against Aphelios. You'll lose against Zeri. You lose against everything if the fight goes too long, so you want more damage when possible.
I see.
So there, I think you, by the way, you could have reasonably taken either Crown Guarded or yeah, they're both fine, especially if you have Chassis. I can see Crown. Yeah. I think a bit better. Stop for a second. You would rather have more HP than less HP here, right?
Wait, what?
You would rather have like 50. You'd rather have like 49 HP versus 48, right? So here, you should position. So notice how your Varus and your LeBlanc are hitting different units than your Draven and your Morg, right? You want to position them in a way so that they are much more likely to hit the same unit. So you should probably put them in a 2x2 clump. Like, you're not trying to win the round; you're just trying to kill one singular unit, right?
I see.
And I think that's probably the difference between between killing the Shyvana and not killing the Shyvana.
Oh, it's definitely.
Yeah, it's for sure the difference. You have their entire front line at half health. You could have killed 2 units actually with better position. Good. Okay, we have 5 Cypher.
Oh, it might have been more than. Okay. I have a question.
Yep.
Is it worth downgrading your Cypher units to cash out 290 rather than 330?
Well, it depends if 290 is better for your comp than 330. And in this comp, I believe the answer is yes.
I see. Because I think I get the higher tier cash out just because I placed 5 Cypher here.
Yep.
And I don't think that was.
And it's just worse, right? If you look at the table, it's just worse.
Yeah. It's just worse. I see.
Because this comp, from your spot, you don't need a lot of gold. The gold isn't the problem. It's the items.
Yeah. And funnily enough, I think I end up getting like more gold. A lot of gold.
Yeah, it's a lot of gold. But like, it doesn't actually even matter. Bro, it doesn't, like, the gold has to make something, right?
Yeah.
But the gold isn't useful if anything you buy can't get an item or can't improve your board, right? And with this column, that's usually the case. Because as we'll see here, we're gonna have a we're gonna have a Varus 3 without any items. Yeah, I would make these items. And now hopefully we get bailed out by an item augment.
Oh no. I don't think we do. This argument choice is very interesting.
Okay, you roll the right side. You roll the
roll
right side again.
Yeah, I was actually thinking.
No. You can't take a useless gold. Useless gold not allowed.
I should have rolled the right side.
You should have rolled the right side, right?
Yes, before picking up the left.
Yep.
I see. So I was just too focused on the decision of whether it being left or right. So once I made the decision, I just clicked the decision rather than rolling the other one.
Yeah. I have a question here.
Yeah.
Were you okay with losing this round and going down to 1 life?
No.
No. Okay. So if you have Vex parry, you should spend your gold. I would roll a 0 to hit the Vex too.
Oh, to 0?
Yeah, for sure. Like what the gold we have, even if we go to 9, the unit's not
Mm-hmm.
going to do anything because you don't have enough items, right? That's why, like, even though technically you could
Right.
actually be efficient, so even if you
Yes.
can, even if you actually can get to 9, it it needs to do something, right? And it actually doesn't do
Mm-hmm.
very much if we can't itemize any of the units that we're putting in, right? Like, if we don't have items on it, it's actually really not that useful. So you'd prefer to make your board stronger on 8 and upgrade the units that you actually have, right? And I think from this spot,
Yeah.
from this many Varus, your plan should actually be never to go 9 here until you hit the Varus 3, because you will literally
Oh.
not have enough items for the entire rest of the game to itemize any more units. You're already playing 0 item Sedge, and your next 2 items are going to be Varus items here. That's why you gotta roll here. Like the roll, yeah, like the gold only matters a lot if you're trying to go 9 and you're not trying to go 9.
Oh, did I cut off again?
Nope, I just stopped talking.
No. Okay. Because
And I think you lose this, right?
partially, yeah, partially because the reason why I decided not to roll was I judged that I win all 3 of these fights, so I just
Uh,
didn't want to roll.
yeah, okay. So we both know you did not judge that properly, right? And
Yeah.
when it's so cheap, like even if I'm 1 Vex, I'm sitting here rolling to
Mhm.
20 to see if I hit a second one, and if I hit a second one, I'm sending all my gold, right? Or if I hit a Varus 3, I'm moving all items to Varus and then moving them back when I hit Vex 2, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing that because I can't afford to lose. I'm on 2 lives, right? If you're 3, you can kind of get away with it. If you're 2, you just actually just put the gold into the reroll and then try to grab every upgrade you can.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, you're actually still 2 lives. All right, we got less gold. All right.
Or
Okay.
5.
Yeah. Here's the issue. Here's the issue. Yeah. Okay. This probably on average costs you a lot of places. Okay, so you know to roll here. Okay, after you lose a life, you know to roll. Okay, cool.
I think I just used the one free roll and I hit the 8th Varus, so I just rolled it down.
Even if you don't hit the Varus, you're rolling all your gold here.
Uh
You're supposed to.
okay,
Reason being, so you're definitely supposed to use a free roll, and you're
yes,
definitely supposed to be rolling for Vex 2 anyways.
I see. I think I may be just too greedy.
Yeah.
Even though the money that I agreed for does not do
Varus
anything.
3 with the best component. No, this makes Arc and Spark and Rab. Yeah, it's just the best component by far.
Mhm.
By the way, is there a reason you have the Mord in the middle?
I don't think so.
Yeah, like usually it's
Not
in
that
the
I think
middle,
about why.
but it depends on the
Yeah,
items that it has,
especially
right?
with the especially with the gargoyle, it should be
Yeah, it should be on the side.
yeah.
You want to have your tankier tanks tanking for your less tanky,
Yeah.
so stronger tanks than the other. I think you know that you just kind of didn't do it.
I think I don't notice it until the end of the game.
Yep.
I think I just for fun it here.
No, I think RNG Golem's correct.
Oh really? Because it definitely costed me a lot of placements. I think based
I
on
mean,
what
yeah,
I got.
yeah, but that's hindsight. Not good, but
But it's still a golem, I think. But
okay, that's really
I'm
weak.
pretty sure.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I looked at my.
I mean, it's really weak, but what can you
Traits.
do? What can you do?
Yeah, I looked at my traits and there were a lot that I could use.
You're right. You're right. This decision is correct. I think that might be the worst 3 possible items.
Yeah. Um.
Oh my god.
Oh. Also, I definitely don't make the right. Yeah. Yes. I scout. I come back, and I just click on the first component. Yeah. I think it double clicked, and I
Yeah.
just. Yeah.
Spark is fine. You don't make declaw, right? What? Okay.
No.
Yeah, Spark is fine. Just no item Varus 3.
Also,
Yep.
I guess this gorilla comp. How do you position for the Seraphine?
You put both your carries on the same side.
Oh,
And don't put a frontline unit in front of it so it doesn't get...
I see.
Why are you holding Garen? I think Garen is a worse throw than Leona, for example.
Oh.
Just because I just think that you without any trade.
I mean, I think I just think that it's a 5 cost.
Yeah, it's a 5 cost, but his ability is broken.
Wait, was it Arc or Shojin?
It's Arc. Reason being, same mana calculation, same calculation, right?
Yeah, as they lease.
Yeah.
I see.
Like
Because
it's not, the numbers aren't the same, right? But Varus, you go from like, I think he's what, 70 mana, 75? Is he 100? Oh no, it's like he's some amount of mana. It's like around 80, right?
yeah,
You go from 8 autos to 6, which is a 25% increase. You get 15 AP, 40% roughly, right? It's Shojin with his dogs. No, it's not, man. It's not Shojin with. It's definitely Arc, man. It's Arc.
I would definitely take Arc if it was a Varus too. But the decision, the reason why I thought about it was with the Varus 3's like higher base damage, is it Shojin to cast more times?
Oh, and the thing. Okay, it could be Shojin. Honestly, the Shojin is fine because you have 30. Because you have 30 extra AP. It's 30 AP and extra damage. Okay, the Shojin is. I think the Shojin might be a little bit.
I just beeline for the Arc.
Okay, it's only Shojin because there's overkill damage. If it wasn't a Varus 3, it'd be Arc for sure.
Yeah.
What did we lose to? Oh. Yeah, we're not beating that.
This guy's not even close to anything, and he just hit it.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
No, his word is just stronger than yours.
Yeah, but on stage 4.
He came out of nowhere. Oh.
Yeah. He had like 3 copies of each.
You gotta hit. You gotta hit something. You gotta hit something.
Yeah. I mean, he hit Samura on 7.
Yeah. I think that might be the reason you lost actually.
Uh,
And you win the next. You lose the next fight as well.
I think so, yeah. And I just go 5th. Also, that was pick up the Kabuko's throw away.
Yeah, Kibuko's better. Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, we lose to this. Yeah, so you went 5th exactly by that one round. That's the only round you could have done anything. The round where you should have rolled for the Vex. Or
Yeah, if I saved the life there, then it was a top 4.
yeah, exactly
I
that.
see.
It's just a loss streak is the little things in the margins, and going down to 2 life or going down to 1 life is never good, or never really acceptable. So yeah, if you had 3 lives there, it would be much better. Then yeah. So you just gotta think roll. I think you probably actually should be rolling more aggressively. So this is just a guess, but if I see this, you should be rolling more aggressively in almost every instance. I think I didn't roll I didn't roll deep enough in a lot of cases actually before I learned that it's pretty bad to be on stage 4 and losing. It's really bad, in fact. So yeah, I think in all your games you should definitely be looking to roll when you have pairs and they're itemized units. Like if you're Philios pair, you got items on it, and you just send it to 0 pretty much. Unless you're strong already and you're winning, you just send it to 0. Because you really need that upgrade. That upgrade will be the difference between winning and losing all of your fights, and winning or losing 3 fights on stage 4 is 3 or 4 placements different. So if you got your 4-cost pair and it's got your items, you have to roll for it pretty much. I think the default should be 4-cost pair items. You just roll all your gold for it. And I think legit, if you always did that, you would be significantly better than even greeting in the wrong spot 1 in every 4 games or 1 in every 5 games.
I see.
If I don't know, I think you missed it, but there was a game I was low gold on marksman. I have a Philios pair. You just gotta roll every turn. You roll every turn. The amount of econ, because you have to send it at some point, and I'll explain the math behind it, right? You have to send it on the stage, right? If you greed till 4-5, you're getting 5 gold a turn every round, right? You're gaining 1 roll if you greed for 2 rounds, right? But that's two rounds you could have won, I should say, if you just rolled and hit, right? And you're not even, the upside is too little. It's slightly different if your board is stable enough and you can wait until 5-1, then you're gaining 8 gold, which can compound into 10 gold and 12 gold. But if you were always gonna send it for the unit anyways very soon, you should just probably roll now.
Also, didn't I low-key get scammed this fight?
Nah, your Vex is Vex 1, so it has low HP, so it'll be a target very quickly.
It's or
And then the Varus has no items. So, oh wait, this fight? Yeah, your backline has no HP, therefore it's gonna die. I don't know. It looks fine. His shit goes pretty strong.
Could I have done anything positioning wise?
Yeah, you could have opposite sided your Vex.
Opposite side Vex and Jin Morgana.
You need to put the Jin and the Morgana away from the Vex is the problem.
Yeah, away from the Vex.
It will just TP to them and then just kill it is the problem. So I would if you're only scared of this guy, you move your Vex to the right corner, honestly, is fine. And then you put your you could just swap sides here with Vex in the corner. And then move whoever's in Vex's spot 1 more to the left so it never kills that unit and then walks over to either Varus or
I see.
Because it didn't even TP to the Vex. It killed the Morgana and then walked onto it. If the Morgana is 1 to the right and you can stay alive a little bit longer and get it stuck on a frontliner, you can win. Yeah. Alright, cool. So, from today, make sure you practice thinking and formulate. This game you had a game plan, right? But especially for all situations, think about what your options and your game plan are, and then execute on that from then. Be flexible with your game plan, and make sure you're thinking about what augments fit in with what game plans, and pick them as a result. Also, be less greedy with your gold. Yeah, just be less. You're a little bit too greedy with your gold in like almost all cases. You're selling a few too many units, and you are not rolling deep enough when it really matters to roll.
I see.
All right, cool. So I think you brush up on these things. I think LP should go up a lot.
Okay, I hope so.
All right, cool.
Also, I think I have one question on this game.
Yeah. We can take a look at the spot.
Okay.
I do have to dip after, but
Yeah. The question. Okay, how much time do you have?
like 5 minutes.
Okay. Cool. Let me just. I think the main question is on stage 4. Because I get dropped the pan on Krugs.
Huh?
I just made the rapid fire spot.
Okay.
I got offered Dumbify.
Okay, this spot looks insane.
Yeah.
Why are we taking so many gloves?
Oh, I don't know. Ah. Wait. Did I take more gloves?
Okay, wait, stop. I feel like I can lead you to the answer. All right, here. What are the items you need to make?
It's area items.
Oh, what items do we have right now? Like what do you consider the Gunblade and the QSS? Like, are those not Zeri items in your mind?
Oh, I feel like they're just gonna stay on Phillies until for next one.
That's actually kind of fine. I think Zed is a little bit better, but sure, that's fine. Here I know you have Demify. I'm pretty sure you still want tank items.
Oh, I see.
Like, especially the utility ones. You want this and you want Vow are the important ones for Sedge, because like you got the dummy, so you want to get something that can stun. So here, I'll tell you what the thought process here. So you have only this, okay? So you want, so it's stage 4. Some matchups you will instantly lose without anti-heal, right? So you want anti-heal somehow, right? You want some form of anti-heal. Okay, so you have what? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 components. Okay, so you have 3 full items here, right? These 3 full items. Do you know what your exotech is? It matters a bit.
On 3, I think it was a tank one.
Okay, so in which case,
it might have been purple.
You want to make 1 item. Purple is good. You want to make 1 tank item to make your 3-item tank, and then you want to make 2 items for Zeri that aren't QSS. QSS is okay, but okay, it's okay to make QSS, but you need an AD item. I think IE is fine. I think DB is fine. You just gotta make an AD item for Zeri because of the same calculus, right? The AD is so much of the damage increase of what your items would give. So you have Lantern, right? All right, yeah. So it's just GS is good. This is fine. Brunan's is fine. This is okay. I've actually never even considered putting a Fellows on the board, but I actually think it's. Whoa! That's too fast. What was the second one?
Big Friend.
No, that's the first one. What's the second one?
Oh.
Wait, Big Friend's actually pretty good. I think Big Friend.
Whoa, is it better? Climb and Blistering?
If you need anti-heal, this is better than Bad Luck Protection.
I see. I just thought like attack speed more AD good.
Well, here's the thing. Wait, stop for a second. It gives you more AD, but it makes your attacks not crit.
Yeah.
And I've done the math. In a fair number of units, it's not a huge damage increase. Is the thing. Like, what it does, the places where it is a big damage increase, if the unit does a lot of spell damage, but the unit doesn't have spell crit, but also has crit. So like if you have a guard breaker on a Zaya with no IE, that's when it's actually really good.
I see.
Because Zaya does a lot of spell damage. Or if you have an MF with a guard breaker and no IE, or like a QSS with no IE, or an LW with no IE, those are the cases where it's actually really good. Because they do a lot of their damage in their spell. So I think this take is fine. The 2 GGs are, I think I think the TG the second one should be on the Zeri instead of the TF. It's a TF1, and
yeah,
you have 3 removers, right? I don't know.
yeah.
This is fine. But yeah, the way you would think through the items is you should probably you want to 3 item something, right?
Yeah.
And 3 item tank is good, and then you roll for the stuff you need, and then 3 item backliner is good as well, guys. Because I think you have enough items if you throw an egg. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
That shall be it for today. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, I hope chat learned as well. All right, I gotta go now, but I'll catch you later. All right, let me know how your games go.
Okay.
All right, peace.
Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Bye, peace.